Hello, Bill. I hope you're having a wonderful morning. Yeah, no, this game for some reason decides to do a massive lore dup, dump, beginning actually right about now. Um, for the actual in-game lore, our girlfriend who we're currently playing as, used to be a mercenary for the big bad guy of the game. The big bad guy corporation who made fungal child soldier that was meant to be a brood parasite. And, yeah. Unsurprisingly, in the space-time continuum of Resident Evil, it went horribly wrong, and we now have a bio-catastrophe that is actually surprisingly well contained. To be entirely honest, I think it's due to imprinting reasons of the bioweapon firmly believes in having a family. And it did not go about and attempt to infect the rest of Louisiana. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't know how far away from the rest of the state Dolby is. I will, if I remember later on, I will take a gander at that to see how potentially dangerous this was. And yeah, the mega corporations in Resi really don't ever learn a lesson about stop playing with fire ants. Fire ants are spooky. Never play with fire ants. You're gonna be nibbled alive. Do fire ants actually eat meat? Or are they more of a carb species now that I think about it? I'm not a big ant lore person, is why I'm wondering. All I know is that they sting really bad and it sucks. Which is the danger of a local region. The American Southwest also has had insects as or fire ants as a infestation creature, which is causing an apocalypse of not unknown scale. It's very known because I think they do seismic mapping to determine the scope of the hyper ant colonies to make sure we're tracking on them and they're not out of control. And I don't have anything but a remote bomb. Honestly, this game is probably the weakest in the catalog of Resident Evil as I've come to decide on. And I would say this is even worse than Resident Evil 6, to which Bummer very firmly said, that's a hot take. Hello, Jingo. I hope you too are having a lovely night. Yeah, night. See, she says hallucinations, but that was a very physical impact of the child grabbing her, which is fascinating because one thing that we haven't seen in the Resi universe in general is the concept of psychic powers. Now, D&D tier, like, monster summoning, yeah, we've definitely had that. If we look at the, kind of, I don't want to say inflation, but I kind of have to due to lack of words right now, but kind of the inflation activities of, monsters in every game after one. Because they're able to apparate mass out of nowhere in order to kind of... Oh dear. Make them bigger, more powerful, more destroying, or what have you. And it's not good. That's how you get the impossible-sized villains in Resi 5, Resi 6, and I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, that doesn't have anything anymore. You see, but that was a test of the fully armed capabilities of Mia what's-her-name. Alright. But I don't know. Regrettably, I lost my train of thought due to dying, so I am going to look through things as careful as I can. Ah, there we go, save. So the last thing I recall saying is, as the world of Resident Evil goes, psychic powers are a novelty, where making mass appear out of nowhere isn't. And that begs the question, in other kind of media, so let's pick on Warhammer or something like that, what type of explanation do we get for psychers and the like? I know they're generally kind of being influenced by the intra-dimensional warp, due to the influence of the Chaos Gods? Which then, I think, further goes along to say... in other media... I'm trying to consider what it would be as well. Because I think it always boils down to kind of the interceding of, like, interdimensional or just generic monsters beyond our understanding. Because psychic abilities in Stellaris come from the Veil, and the Veil, or I think it's the Veil, is basically an interdimensional space where what ultimately in effect is like elder gods are bandying about doing nonsense. So like, what? Okay, that's locked. What other franchises that have psychic capabilities do we see kind of psychic potential? I suppose now that I think about it, there is the wonderful wide world of Dune, I think they have some kind of aspect of psychers or people who are able to see beyond the veil. But for them, it's mainly due to drug abuse, where the drug du jour is the spice, melange. Granted, I can't speak authoritatively on that, because... crap. I'm very unfamiliar with, oh dear. Double oh dear. Alright, so... lessons learned. I need to be very careful while exploring right now. Because what I was trying to go back and get in actuality was the captain's, what is this? The captain's machine gun, presumably to fight off Somali pirates. And that allows us to go back upstairs. I think we're one hit from death, so I will heal. Okay, you go there. But otherwise, I think the only universe that doesn't have a sense of psychic manipulation or control by ancient monstrous deities to kind of influence the minds of the people who are utilizing the powers is, in all honesty, probably just the Foundation series. Oh! Probably just the, not just the Foundation series, but in general, the Asimovian works of, like, iRobot, the Empire stuff, because they're all part of the same universe as well. Which then leads me to assume that there's some type of evil eldritch being that is infecting the world of Resi, causing, you know, these scientists to keep, making monsters appear in order to, make money, I guess? Though, the profitability of bioweapons, I feel, is very limited. Because, like, if you really think about it, I want you to imagine you're a bioweapon producer, right? How are you going to compete with, like, Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, the People's Republic of China, their exports? I would say the Russians here, but I think they have shamed themselves enough militarily over the last, however long that they, they very likely... are going to have a hard time finding themselves buyers on the international export market. Though, I suppose that is more of a Vicky 3 concern. In all actuality. I suppose on the topic of Vicky 3, I really wish it felt nicer to be like an international arms dealer. Because in the current state, it feels like you're... I guess there's not enough of a cost for regular army stuff for you to really feel when, like, a nation is, like, solely dependent on your goods. Because it's easy enough for stuff like opium or whatnot in order to feel that, because you're quite literally the only people who can make it. And yeah, I completely agree with that, Baron. Unless you specialize into a good that cannot be produced, it's very hard to feel the true power of being a narco state and attempting to enjoy the influence provided by purveying your goods to a very welcoming market. Which is the reason why I find a lot of enjoyment in the Cold War mod, in all honesty, because trade in that is so good, because you have number go up, you're trading thousands upon thousands of goods, which you then use the intermediary resources that you produce to trade to other people, and it feels like you're functioning in a real big world economy. And I suppose base game can fix it by increasing like trade volume and stuff like that. And do you mean like international arms, like Crimes Bell? Like we don't want to allow Nicolas Cage the you know, I thought I pulled the trigger a bit early on that, but thankfully he was in the AoE range. Perfect. That's fair. I would understand that, though. Did you see the cage fight Detroit rematch for X-Mens? I'm not gonna lie, Blobber, I was very distracted by IRL things during those days. You played Detroit become human again over the holidays? If so, I will very much have to catch the VOD on that. I'll probably watch it tomorrow while I'm at work, because I need something to enjoy consuming while I am whiling my time away at the Bezos Imperium. Though, did you have FPS problems the first time you played? Okay. It has been an eventful time for Wellington since the last time you streamed that, I didn't remember. Oh yeah, no, I learned that the hard way with Witcher 3, amusingly enough. When that came out, I had a 960, and it just didn't cut the mustard, or it barely cut the mustard. So I'm very happy I have my mighty little titan of 3090 Ti? I think I have a 3090 Ti. Oh really? Okay, there we go. And were you waiting to finish Detroit before you pushed everything to YouTube? Aw. Okay, that makes sense. And hello, Marvin. I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. Yeah, I get the feeling of that. Well, to be candid, this will be an excuse when I say this, but I like waiting until I finish a series to upload a thing, but at the same time, I am horrible about uploading VODs. Like, absolutely, just outright terrible. And as a result, much of the ye old era of Wellington has been lost to the sands of time irrevocably. Which I find sad, because there are some things that I'm very much would have liked to have rewatched. There are some things that I'm very happy that can't be rewatched, and you can only see bits and pieces of. But I am... Oh, you mean on my regular YouTube channel? Oh yeah, no, definitely. I don't mind saying my name online. I have just... I just don't care, so long as I don't provide the rest of my information, like my surname, my social security number, and my date of birth. Which I suppose I've given out my date of birth, but not the year, though you can kind of backwards propagate that. Let's not think about that. And indeed, Blobber, we're on a... or, not Blobber, Baron, we are on a magnificent boat of... Oh, it's a big chungus. This is the second time we've seen a beast like this, though we weren't stun-locked quite as bad the first time. Let's get a fat heal for that one. Yeah, that's back in the days when I just recorded videos and just, like, split them up on YouTube. That was a dark era. A very, very dark era. I have since decided that I want to maintain a VOD channel, and I will have a separate channel for, which is my regular channel, that will have things that I have the temerity to cut together, because I think, my current opinion, whole VODs are so much better. Yeah. Maintaining happy old quality control. And then further cutting it down into clips that I can put on YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. No, because that's the cool kid thing to do these days. Where TikTok? If I'm gonna be entirely honest, if you want to see the TikTok content, you just look at the Twitch clips. Cause I'm unashamedly just picked some of the ones I thought would be the most amusing and shoved them on there. Cause you gotta figure out how to maximize low quality content into another platform. I wouldn't say your content's very low quality, Baron. It's usually a nice, relaxing time. I very much remember and enjoying watching your, not State of Decay, the other Zombo game. So we've explored Deck 3. That's done. Deck 4 is done. Deck 2 is done, which means we need to go back to Deck 1 now that we have weapons. Yes, 7 Days to Die. I think that was my first introduction to 7 Days to Die from, like, a person who was actually streaming it. I think I bought it on Lark because it was on sale, and I bought many a Steam game just for cuz, as my Steam inventory terrifyingly has expanded. Ooh. I do remember the ramp. I remember you spending like 4 hours building this magnificent structure. Of Herculean design on an island. And then you removed one tile. And then it all went catastrophically wrong and everything died. I felt very bad for you in that particular moment. Yeah, load-bearing rubble. I think at some point I will play it myself. I am not sure if I will stream it or not. Oh dear. So let's get... that. Oh, it certainly looks fun, especially now that I'm a bit older and am more slower paced. It's kind of a game that I think I can just chill out and veg and enjoy just like hacking at zombies and like building base. Because I've been in a real Minecraft mood recently. Distressingly so. I actually have a Minecraft server up with some friends that one day everybody will join playing, but that day is many millennia away. That is using the All the Mods 9 collection, and yeah, I think it's going pretty well. I haven't played in a few weeks because I've been nerd sniped by things such as this, and also distressing amount of Hearts of Iron 4, because I have been thoroughly enjoying that video game. It's still the same awful mess as it ever was and is, which, you know, is to be expected if we're going to be sincere here. But I think it is in a good state now with Götterdämmerung, and just the whole concept of building Wunderwaffe is great, because now you can just have, like, real, like, LARP as, like, a nation. Like, something that I've been enjoying so much the gameplay loop of, like, monarchist, fiscal responsible Germany that, you just, you know, you kill Hitler, you build a bunch of civ factories, and then you just sit there and then eventually declare the war in 44. Feels so great. That I have been putting off another game I want to do where I play as the Republic of China and just basically Wunderwaffe my way to victory against the Imperial Japanese Army, which is a tall order, to say the least. Oh no. Because now we have the potential to retake the mainland and then bomb the island of Kyushu from Korea. After researching the V3 delivery system, which totally won't be overly difficult at all and not problematic. Power handgun. But yeah, no. For content making, I have a hard time figuring out, like, what is, like, good content to distill down. Because from what I can figure, from a media perspective, and please forgive the shake, I had a bit too much energy drink this evening to keep me awake through work, and I'm suffering through that, the blowback of that now. But, I feel the more dramatic, kind of punchy moments are important to do for, like, the shorter form content of, like, minute clips, up to a minute clips. Whereas... otherwise, we have... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where we go. I think we need to go to that ladder. So we need to get Dak down to S2. And we're on 1F. Yeah, that feels right. Where, like, for my main channel, the appropriate stuff there is, like, just distilled videos per game. Or at least that feels to be the most logical choice. Though, I have little understanding of these things. Oh. So, there was one more room here that had a fuse. It wasn't stock room, it was the laundry room. What does that do? Interesting. But yeah, no, I don't know if I will stream any 7 Days to Die that I do. Because I have no idea what I will do during it. Plus, we have so many games on the backlog right now that it's a bit embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but, I am perplexed. 'Cause the order of which to do everything is hard. So we have this, which I think has gone fairly well. Much better than I initially intended. I am mostly confident that we're going to go into Resi 8 after this. Because I enjoy it much better, and it's a much better game. But after that, we have the oh-so-lovely world of Resident Evil 1 with a time loop. Yeah, the player base is indeed very horny for it. We have Big Booba Vampire Woman. And we will once again be playing in the glorious language of Nipponese to complete it. And I can confirm, Ara Ara Lady, or not Ara later. Big Booba Vampire Woman has big Ara energy, which I found distressing. We have Alan Wake, which I think I might save until when I have more time. I'm thinking about taking a week or two off in February or late January to do that. And basically go through the greater universe in that. Both. I would like to have both on Steam, but Alan Wake might be the game that snakes it for me to actually buckle down and get a Epic Games account. Maybe. Oh no. Fat bastard, please go away. Oh, come on. Because I find the idea of a right... So, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Alan game, you don't get an Epic Games account to play games. You get it to collect the ever-increasing number of giveaway games that you never touch. I suppose that's fair. And something I should consider. It's just, I don't want to support the model of... Not region locking. What's that thing? Platform gatekeeping? Gaslighting? Gaslight Girl Bus Gatekeep? Basically, console exclusivity ported into the wide, wonderful world of... the modern world. Ethan's probably there. Platform exclusive, there we go. I had to go through 70 iterations and still fail to get there. I don't know what I just picked up. Probably 2 remote bombs. I think we're done playing as Mia. So... yeah, we have small child there. Ishan. I don't want to support the practice of console exclusives or platform exclusives on PC because it's entirely unpractical or ridiculous.
今までずっと自分を抑えられなかった。どういうことだ？殺したかったわけじゃない。マーガレットだって同じだよ。息子のルーカスもな。
Lucas kind of is.
もちろんゾイもそうだ。すべてあの子が。エブリンがやった。あの子は何なんだ？あんたたちに何をした？あの子は妙な力を使い、俺たちを感染させた。あの子は俺が沼地の船のそばで見つけた。それから全てが変わった。感染させて人を支配するのか？いや、正確には違うな。あの子は。
Pardon me for a minute, I just heard something weird. Alright. I am I heard the garage open, which concerned me.
そうなったらもう抵抗できない。一度あの子とつながると自分の感情も抑えられなくなってその後はもう全く別人になってしまう。
ミアが送ったメッセージもエブリンの仕業か。
いいか、あの子はただ自分の家族が欲しいだけだ。エブリンが鍵だ。いいな、お前ならあの子を止められるはずだ。いいさ、家族を自由にしてくれ。お願いだ。
エブリン、やめて。イーサンから離れて。
なんで？こいつはお前を愛してない。私が愛させてあげようか。
やめて。彼に触らないで。
イーサンを傷つけるのは私じゃないって言ったでしょ。
彼に何かしたら。
どうする気？お前はママじゃない。そう言ったよね。
どうした？
時間がないの。ここを出て、あなたがあの子を探して、これを持って行って。
なんだ？おい、何してる？何のつもりだ？
あなたを助けるの。早くここから出て。もうこれ以上耐えられそうにないのよ。
よせ。
あなたがあの子を殺さなきゃ。
やめろ。ダメだ。ミア、やめろ
You know, they should have verified whether or not I had
どこに隠れてる？
Resident Evil Village installed. And I don't. Oh no. Okay. Well, the last thing I was on is I don't want to support the idea of platform exclusivity because I think that is understandable, but potentially very toxic on consoles. Understandable because there is actual cost in regards to manufacturing, designing, and putting together all the Widgio games available. So I get it. But on PC, there's literally zero reason to engage in that type of behavior. And, like, I understand it. It's like the Saudis diversifying their economy because they understand that having an oil economy, like, forever isn't a practical way to run a country, and you shouldn't do that. However, is there a reason why I should go into the swamp water? Yes. Yes, there is. Is there more of a reason? And I think as a result, we've seen a fraying of things as well. Are we... Well, I'm assuming we're talking about Saudi Arabia. To which... Fair. I'm not saying it's a good thing. And there are a lot of problems with the modern state and the modern house of Al Saud. And I think we will be living with the consequences of that one way or another for quite some time. Okay. Chip, swamp, lab, and something torn out. You have a stabilizer, which is bad, and nothing else to buy. I think we can afford the stabilizer now, though. I think we've been frugal enough, or goblin enough to grab it. Or not. No, in fact, I missed 3 coins, or 3 coins were not available, and I brought great shame upon my lineage now. I want all that. New machine gun. Knife is terrible. We need shoddy shells, handgun shells, magnum ammo. Yeah, I think Libya is probably up there for me, though, Baron. I think, as awful of a person as Muammar Gaddafi was, he did stabilize that part of the world for a long time, and now aren't we seeing a revival of the slave trade in Libya as well, coming up from sub-Saharan Africa? It was horrendous, from what I recall. Yeah, that's probably adequate for El Labo. We don't have anything else to do, so I'll take a save here. I'm trying to figure out what I want us to do after we finish the game. I thought we had, like, another 3 hours of game left. Maybe 2.5 hours. I really think we're in the final stretch right now. I'll probably put a poll up right before the actual activation of the final boss to figure out what the hell we might be doing. I'm not sure I'll put on Hitman. I could put on Hitman, but I'm not sure I will. Do the Resi game or something else, or the off-brand Resi game or something. Yeah, that'll work. Though I do understand why Epic is engaging upon the practices that they are, because they're Fortnite, and Fortnite isn't something that is likely to enjoy the benefits of the interests of small child forever. At least I'm assuming Fortnite is a kid's game. Well, as much of a kid's game as you can get with executing billions of people. Actually be really curious to see the demographics on that now that I think about it. Because I suppose the shooters have always kind of been advertised to a younger demographic. Because if we think of like what a COD player is on average, it's like a man, or not a man, like a early to late teenage boy. At least it used to be. I'm not sure what the power of time has done to that statistic, but yeah. Because I feel as you get older, does your taste in games change? Like, would I have put 1,000 hours into EU4 when I was 15? And I think the answer is yes. Because I think my very first Paradox game is actually just either Victoria 2, Hoi 4, or Hoi 3, or I think it was Hearts of Iron 3 was my first Paradox game, and then I bought EU3 on Steam and Vicky 2. I very distinctly remember seeing Vicky 2 and maybe getting Vicky 2 in like a now defunct GameStop, but it's been so long that I can't either remember or confirm that because the CD would have been sent to oblivion many years ago. And yeah, I think I'm the same. I do enjoy a good shooter, and have really always enjoyed a good shooter. The problem is, as I get older, I want a more satisfying shooter. Which is why I really enjoy Call to Arms, because Call to Arms is a game in the same heart, soul, and vein as something as... Ooh boy, what do you call that? Man of War? Oh god. I think it's Man of War, if I'm remembering my franchises correctly. Where you have the ability to play an RTS and then command your troops in first person. Yay, you have your little militiamen, and you're fighting like the Jerrys or the Americans or the Soviets. Oh, I really should have caught that. And I almost pulled a double. Alright. So, I really enjoy going in first person and just, like, storming a position. It's super fun to have that going on at the same time. And I'm not sure if that's, like, ADHD brain meme to do that, but at the same time, it's nice to satisfy both of those aspects of my heart. Which I suppose it's like eating a nice, well-balanced video game meal. Because if you have too much of one thing at all times, it's just going to get stale, old, kind of grody. Oh no, I don't have the Magnum room. We'll combine that and take a Magnum. It was just one shell. Come on, game. Oh, bloody. Alright, that quite literally did scare the bejesus out of me. Where you satisfy different parts of either yourself or your psyche by playing different aspects of video games. This is why I like Gambler, because I love EU4. The mechanics are fun, interesting, but like in vanilla, I've done most everything I want to do, which isn't everything available in the game, but like I don't really have a big interest of like goblining around the game. Oh, actually, no, this does sound kind of fun. But like goblining around the world is like the Mongols to get horse combat ability to maximum, and then like I don't know, have like 2 trillion horses. Create a land bridge into Japan, and we just kill the daimyo, or off-brand Hirohito, or what have you. Yeah, I agree with you, but you have to agree, at a certain point, if you're able to increase horse combat ability to at 200, you would rather have horses, like an entire horse combat ability to 200% and having 100% horses as part of the army. You have to concede that'd be pretty cool. I mean, that's fair. I have seen your math, and I agree with your math if I wanted to play optimally. But the thing is, Blobber, we're horseman right now. Like, my favorite concept of EU4 is, like, I am X-Man. So, something I've been mulling over to play in, like, a multiplayer thing with some friends is, like, Gold Man. Where basically I want to become Man of Gold. So, like, that kind of aspect is what I find very interesting about, like, exploding the hell out of EU4. Not to stack, like, military modifiers super high and stuff like that, but, like, to do a gimmick. A silly little thing. Which, in this case, would be exiling as Portugal into North Africa, converting to a body, then moving all the way down to Mali, killing Mali, then cultural converting to Mali, form Mali, and then as the next step, go to the New World, become the New World, and bish bash bosh. I am now in command of the area that has the highest amount of gold in the world, and I don't know, I can put in the mod that forces all 7 wonders of the New World to be discovered, and I would have an incalculable amount of gold. Ignore the very calculable inflation that my country will be devolving into. Thanks to you guys, it's been about a week since my head's been clear and back to normal. And she still thinks that she got me. You guys really need to work on fixing that. Not only does she look like a little kid, but she's about as stupid as one too. Mom and Dad are still totally under, though. I was wondering, this whole family obsession something you guys programmed in her? It's kinda fucked up. That bitch Mia, somewhere in between Eevee La La Land and reality. She gets pretty violent, so I locked her up in a cell. I thought maybe Evelyn would get mad since Mia's her favorite and all, but she doesn't really seem to care. She actually goes and visits her sometimes. She thinks Mia's her mommy. Like I said, your bioweapon is fucked up. Evelyn's family obsession is getting out of hand. She's making everyone kidnap more and more assholes off the street to add to her freak show of a family. Maybe she's getting tired of Mia not coming around. But it's a pain in the ass for me because I gotta clean up the mess whenever someone new comes along. By the way, Evelyn looks sick or something. Her skin's getting all wrinkly and she's getting gray hairs. Is that supposed to happen? It's almost like she's getting old all of a sudden. Makes things cost slightly more, you know, it's capable of paying off slightly more. The gigantic pile of gold. I guess that's fair, but at the same time, like, there are some numbers you don't want going up. This report details the symptoms that appear when the bacterium that grows inside the E-Series infects a human. Be sure to read this document thoroughly before dealing with E-Series weapon assets, hereafter referred to as the mold. Initial infection. The mold ingests nutrients from the subject's body to propagate itself and slowly takes over cells within the body. As a side effect of this, the infected subject gains remarkable regenerative abilities. During experiments, we removed arms and legs from test subjects and found that they were able to coapt the amputated limbs in a matter of minutes. Mid-stage infection. Once the mold reaches the brain, the subject's thoughts become in tune with those of the E-series asset. The subject starts to hear things and experience hallucinations soon comes under complete control of the E-series asset. In this state, the host will lose all sense of ego. Complete infection. After every cell in the body has been taken over by the mold, the subject begins to lose their human form. Physical mutations differ from case to case, but all results in him or her acquiring physical strength. Containing a subject at this stage would be extremely difficult. So basically, Bell was commenting earlier about being confused with the plot of the story. This room and this room are explaining the entire plot of what's going on. This is probably some of the worst narrative design I've ever seen in a video game, but it is very convenient for summation purposes. Basically, the old woman who we've been dealing with or seeing in a wheelchair this entire game is in fact Evelyn, who is the bad guy of this video game, who is a psychic mold monster that is able to infect people and turn them into mold monsters and control them at will, which is fascinating. Evelyn's functions also include the ability to form organisms from mycelia, the fungal filaments. The term organism is used loosely here. Strictly speaking, they are superorganisms formed of countless mycelia. What's important, though, is that they exhibit a strong survival instinct and will defend themselves ferociously with the slightest provocation. Their fungal toughness and remarkable strength give them significant battlefield potential. The researchers have been calling these superorganisms the molded, or made of mold, and also molded as in shaped. The name has a certain elegance to it. The treatment of accidental affections performing redacted on samples of Evelyn's body tissue produces a unique fungicidal serum. Administering the serum to an infected subject will cause the mycelia to calcify, but the subject's cells are already largely invaded. The serum will be fatal. Since the treatment window is so small, the serum's primary use is therefore disposal of infected subjects rather than a cure. In exploring the serum's potential, we found that subjecting it to redacted would enhance its effects to extreme potency, becoming a compound we now call E-necrotoxin, which redacted in even tiny amounts. What's been interesting is to observe in Evelyn's behavior is her obsession with the concept of family. In experiments, we found on multiple occasions that infected subjects were compelled to act as her mother or father, treating her as if she were really their daughter. Why did she settle upon family as a theme for her mental control? This is just speculation, but it could be that she instinctively understands that a family unit is better suited to blending into social groups than a lone girl. On the other hand, well, a sentimental sort might suggest that she's making up for a perceived lack of love in her quarantined upbringing, a parent's love. Dealing with Nazi scientists here. Bad. Wait. I just okay, wait, I just had a brainwave. So is like the Umbrella Corporation basically the results of Operation Paperclip, where we have ex-Nazi scientists that were brought to the New World in an attempt to catch up with the Soviet Union, where at the same time we have a bunch of ex-Japanese like bioscientists that who did unspeakable crimes in China as well, got to survive and weren't executed for reasons that are baffling to me now, and we shan't get into for the purposes of the brevity of this stream, are then kind of taken into a new corporation that they probably founded in the 70s. They would very much still be alive in the 70s. These scientists at the oldest would probably be in their 30s, the 40s, and the 1940s. And then eventually use that as a mechanism to kind of make money because capitalism's in vogue now. Alright. I think I've had a brainwave for how the world of Resident Evil works. I think I've cracked a code. Alright, so basically we're using a fungal monster fetus in order to create a neurotoxin that will blow it up. Now that I think about it, this game is a lot more engaged with, like, the child motif than any other Resi game, I think, which is fascinating. This one and 8, now that I think about it, which is fascinating. What do we do? I don't think that will be useful in the final boss with Evelyn. We'll pop that now. Put you there. That's just like Goblin Man. This feels like we're at like the end game now. Let's put you away. Let's put you away. Let's put you away, and we'll take a. No, we'll take a save yet. Now I need to grab the Magnum. Almost see a Magnum. Okay, grab you, and we need to find the mag ammo. I now remember that I completely blew through all the mag ammo last time I was here. But yes, I suppose, as with any Japanese game, the creatures of most concern are the decrepit elderly or small child, because they're, for some reason, the most evil thing in existence for reasons that I currently can't comprehend, and are probably fascinating to consider in a, just to use buzzwords here, a Freudian manner, using Jungian archetypes. I have been thinking about what book I want to go through next, because I have been spending quite a bit of time reading as of late, though, to be entirely honest, it has been largely trashy light novels and the like. I suppose so. But I feel at a certain point it no longer becomes interesting as a trope because it's just what you expect. Hello, small child. That presumes that we're medium tier infected at this point, per what we just read. Yeah, that was the scariest thing of the entire game, was that the small child was real. I legit, we were going, like, what was it that I thought it was? I thought the child was a manifestation of our lost innocence through the... or a manifestation of our innocence that our psyche was trying to tell us something was going on. But no, small child was just, in fact, real there, and I almost still don't believe that. Maybe it's a way to protect those that are most vulnerable. Don't mistreat a child. Oh dear. Where are you? Oh, okay. Before I was so rudely interrupted. Don't mistreat a child or old people because they might be monstrous creatures that will get their revenge. That is an interesting take. I'd be curious to see, like, the thought pattern behind where that began. Because, like, is it in Japanese mythos that, like, in general, children are to be feared? Because I don't think there's really that bit of a thing in, like, Western mythos, right? Because you have... oh dear. You have, like, the only story involving small child I can think of inside of, like, the folklore I learned as small child is kind of like the idea of a Hansel and Gretel, Jack and Jill, and things like that. Unless we're going to say that, what, is it really just Jack and Jill and, like, that other one? That can't be right. Because my point then becomes, like, what happened to cause those stories to be told? Because as I understand it, normally folklore and the like are created as a means by society to kind of mythologicalize things, to give and impart things in culture that may not necessarily there, or they want to highlight. Oh dear. Like, is there a strong history in Japan of the either of going out of their way to protect children or children being harmed to, or children the elderly, I suppose we should say here, that would spawn these folktales? Because, like, if we look to ancient Greek, the Grecians, from what I recall, there's a lot of stories of not being charitable being punished, or not being neighborly, I suppose, where if you have a stranger come in the night, you are morally implored and demanded to provide succor and relief to them in some regard. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. In order for them to, oh dear! Oh dear, 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 dear. That better not be an instant death. Alright, so I just got an achievement for that's a spicy meatball. which is a way to give an achievement in the 11th hour of the game. Yeah, which makes sense why you would want to impart that upon culture, and vaguely, I think that also exists within the Japanese kind of corpus of moral tales as well. There's also a weird thing about a peach that I'm remembering now, and I don't remember the context behind it otherwise now, which is fascinating. It's like someone falls into a river, turns into a peach, and then gets eaten by an old man. Which at that point, is that cannibalism? Like, if you're turned into a vegetable and, like, you're put in... Like, if you are turned into a carrot and Bugs Bunny eats you, is Bugs Bunny a cannibal? Or a sapiovore? One of the cruelest kind of species any sci-fi can consider? Because these are the real questions here, if we think about it. Oh, now we get a map of the mine. Alright, we... heal. If you get turned into a carrot, are you still you? These are the real questions here that we need to consider. Is this going to be the door that Mia was talking about at the beginning of the game? Alright, old lady is not there. This indeed is... If you get turned into a carrot, are you still capable of independent thought? Can you still fall under the Candide? Who was the philosopher who bandied about, I think, therefore I am, as a justification for something I really don't remember now? Existence? You exist because you think? Because do not the NPCs of Oblivion and their... Rene Descartes, right. One of our beloved crackheads in history. Hi, small child. And that is dead girlfriend. How is this my fault? You brought me here, you goblin! Because, like, don't... Okay, the second thing. Don't the NPCs of Oblivion think in their own little way and consider the world as it is within the glorious Tamrielic Empire whose sun shall never falter? Is it not? I don't remember this part of the game at all. I think the game is hinting that this is all a hallucination because it's not giving us subtitles for Mia. Because Mia's not here right now, you see.
私に近づくな。助けなんかいらない。
Does that actually hurt me? Maybe? Do we go outside? No. So if we were a member of the race of the elderly, where would we be? I suppose upstairs, because obviously you put wheelchaired individuals at the highest point that you can. That was correct. Exactly. Alright, that is actually hurting us, though. Wait, really? Just putting our arms up allows us to fight back against the psychic wind? What? Okay, video game. Or you can stun lock me! Alright, I thought I was being slick by putting myself along the wall there, but... okay. Alright, so... I think I can reach her next round. If we really consider what's going on here, it's like big tweaker energy, because it's quite literally like a 300-year-old woman that was doing that.
どうしてみんな私を嫌うの。
And now we have the fun part of the game. I was being facetious when I said we're at the fun part of the game. Alright, so the game lets us manage our inventory, which is actually very not respectful, but generous of them in our time of need here. Oh, and we can combine in our inventory now too. Pog. Alright, give me that. I didn't mean to do that. I have a feeling we're gonna see this scene a lot.
どうしてみんな私を嫌うの。
Yeah, we can't skip the cutscene, regrettably. Regrettably. Instead, every time we get bored by Old Woman, we have to watch it again and again and again. Hey, the Magnum saved us. And as always, bless the Magnum. So I think by volume, this is the largest Resident Evil villain. Oh no. Unfortunately, I don't know. Does the game need to be turned down for our fair-fated kaiju fight, though? I can accommodate that quite easily, if needed. No, but seriously, healing. Please give me healing. The Alberto. Oh, one. Oh, e. Oh, each. Oh, zero each. Oh, it's a freeze gun. Because obviously Albert Wesker is a noted freeze gun man. Is that enough? Yeah, it's enough. And now, obviously, we play this game again on hard. And we got ending 1. Scared about what ending 2 is, but we'll never see it. No. It's our beloved burlesque dancer, Chris Redfield, after he stopped the steroids.
リーさん。
ミア、助かったんだ。俺たち。
本当。
どんなに暗い夜もいつかは明ける。ようやく夜明けが訪れた。気が遠くなるほど長い夜だった。苦しめられたのは俺とミアだけじゃない。ベーカー家もそうだ。あの化け物エブリンに変えられてしまった。だがあいつはもういない。後のことは彼らに任せればいい。俺はミアを失ったと思っていた。だが彼女は戻り。
You did actually just get here in time for the lore, which is the funny thing, Lizard. I thought we had another hour and a half of gameplay. Alright. This is on the Wessel.
Grow
Oh. No, we're not. We're not watching the credits. We don't care about the credits. Alright, normal. We did it under 8 hours. This game took less than a regular shift to do. Hell yeah. Alright, ladies and gents. It's time for us to explore the Wellington plot now. And unless there's a compelling reason, I don't think we're going to come back to RE7, but we may come back to the DLC if we want to see more Christoph, among others. I will put up a handy-dandy poll now and use the restroom right quick before we go over lore. I intend to stream for another hour and a half or thereabouts. What game? So, we could either, do I want to do DLC as an option? No. We'll do Alan Wake, which I do have installed. Or we have... What else did I say was on our list that I have installed? We could do RE2 or RE2, RE4. Play that for a bit. No, that I'm not sure that's... I'll think about it. We could do... What else do I have on my list? Alan Wake. Could do Sonic Frontiers. Oh, we could do Obscure. That's another game I'm really interested in having us play. I won't subject us to Hogwarts Legacy. I really don't know if there's anything else on here that I'd like us to play. I would put Vicky 3 as an option, but I don't think I want to do it. Hogwarts Legacy. Really? I bought it, and I have no idea what I would do with it, is the thing. Nirvana Noir. That sounds familiar. Right. I have that on my wish list, I believe. I think. I don't intend on playing the demo, though. Because I want to wait for the full package before I jump into that one. How do I... You go here. RimWorld sounds like a bad shout. Yakuza 0. Everybody loves beating the crap out of each other. But I think I'd rather begin Judgment in that case. So how about this? We could do RE2 Remake, RE4 Remake, or Obscure, or something else. I'm gonna put this up for 10 minutes, and I'll go over it while I'm in the middle of explaining lore. And then we'll run about. But I will be back, momentarily. Now come now, FGs. Everywhere in the world has a level of oligarchy that we can enjoy and love. But that aside, it is now time for some lore. They also totally don't have that as a mechanism to get people to spend money on their scraps of lore. Because y'all don't spend your lore enough. Alright. So. I guess I'll take this guy. You go over there. I was looking at Cataclysm subreddit earlier, is what that photo was. James Sunderland. Alright, we have our boy. We have our beautiful, beautiful boy. In the year of our Anno Domini, 1998, we have this video game take place. 19. 8. Regrettably, I don't have a draw pad to do this. That looks like... I'll let you figure out what the number that looks like. We continue on through... actually. We then... save / adopt / inherit small child. Who is neighbors with dead wife. We'll make that a font bigger because that looks like it's coming out terribly on the other screen. Alright. So neighbors with dead wife. So that is the ending that we got in regards to reality. And, I mean, Rusty, to be fair, this is C-Fusion behavior if you tried to tie the vote like that. And do you really want to aspire to be C-Fusion? Well, he is my good friend in the ship-cracking business in Rajesh and Rajesh Industries. He has been a villain throughout history. Alright. Time goes forward. This game takes place in 2017, I think? So, in my headcanon, Ethan Winters is 24 in 2017. Or thereabouts. Probably... yeah, 24. So, if we scroll back to 1998, that is 19 years the prior. Ethan is 3. I feel in, like, 2005, where he would be 11... you know, right after George Bush gets reelected, because obviously this isn't America, and that's what matters in the year 2005. James adopts Ethan. At age 11. Because, you know, you have a small child, like, what is she, like, 11, 10, 9? She's like 16, you're beginning to feel empty nest syndrome by about that time, so obviously you need to acquire yet a second child to raise. Because that's the most rational thing to do. Is his face not formally revealed? So we have Ethan Winters on the scene here. How do I do this? How do I engage upon this meme? There we go. Let's pretend I photoshopped this the other way around and this doesn't look like some Kafkaesque nightmare. So, I want to get this off my screen now. We have Ethan Winters. Indeed, the protagonist of this video game, who I kept calling James Sunderland for some reason that I have no idea to understand. But, you know, you adopt someone at 11, you're probably gonna run into some, like, not post-traumatic stress disorder, but, you know... and someone who's gone through, like, the psychological bulldozing of, like, whatever the hell happened in Silent Hill. Because, oh my god, Ethan's probably screwed up about that, and I don't know if Small Child is screwed up about it. She's like, yeah, that's just Dad, though. Because she's been there, like, the entire time. Where Ethan comes in at 11, probably comes from a foster home. They're not that good, let me tell you what. They're not that good at all. Alright, so then we fast forward another 6 years to the halcyon year of 2011. Video game. The halcyon year of. The halcyon year of 2011. If I recall correctly, NASA this year has declared that we're going back to the moon. Oh baby, we're going back to the moon. NASA has not in fact brought us back to the moon. If you look at the SLS, it is an unmitigated disaster. Look into that, or we can talk about that as part of segment B in science news. But I digress. Ethan Ethan turns 18, goes to college, rebels, changes surname, because Sunderland is really dumb. And Winters is cool. Because of Call of Duty. Because this is what we call a callback to our FPS narrative earlier today. Because if we think about it, I think vaguely that the main character, or a very important character in Call of Duty in the mid-2000s, is in fact General Winters, or Commander Winters, or War Criminal Winters. I have no idea, because I've never played a Call of Duty outside of, like, the one where you land on a Hitler anti-aircraft gun and just blow up some Nazis, as Call of Duty was meant to be. But we have an edgy 18-year-old, which explains the swearing, because he hasn't learned how to read, because, much like a Vietnam vet, James is always talking about his time in the war, by which he means committing crimes in a small town where the people may or may not be, oh, I don't know, flesh-eating bacteria monsters that his now adoptive son will have to deal with as time goes on. So, that's all Pog in the... I was going to say Pog in the Hog, but that sounds absolutely obscene, so we're going to ignore that. And is it time for Crazy Theories by Welly? This isn't a crazy theory, we're just... much like unified field theory in physics, where you try and mishmash the concepts of quantum mechanics with the concepts of regular physics, we have a mishmash of Silent Hill 2 and Resident Evil 7. I am justifying the moral failings and the emotional failings of our characters here. This is our goal. We're trying to make Resident Evil 7 make sense. Relate it to a much better horror game. See, we can't forget. We can't forget our boy. We can't forget our boy, Worm. Just close your eyes and think. Just stare at these eyes. Stare at them as they shake magnificence into your soul, and as you consider a much better game. At least you can freely associate. I have to get acquainted with Hinduism on a much larger scale than I ever wanted. What does that even mean? Like, IRL, you're learning about Hinduism because of education for the wee tykes? For the Burmlings? Oh, for work. Fair enough. Never mind. Alright, so we have 6 years of lore. 2013. Oh boy, the second Obama election just happened. Mitt Romney is the worst thing ever. He eats babies. That's the world that we're in right now. Alright. Yeah. Making up lore is one thing. That's incredibly difficult. Delving into lore that's made up is also, well, that actually seems a bit, callous. Digging into real-life lore is also very, horrifying, because you have to go through, like, books upon books upon books upon books. Because you have to talk about the regular books, and then, like, miscellaneous things where people talked about, and then if there are any folk tellings about things that are tangentially related to the stories, and it's, oh, one big mess. However, 2013, Ethan meets Mia, who is a, drug dealer energy biker chick who presumably served in an army. Which one? Don't worry about it. To clarify, at this time, Mia is like 29 and Ethan is 21. Let's say, yeah, no, let's go with 21. Now, this totally isn't as bad of an age gap as I initially imagined it to be, probably because I, messed with the ages a bit here. But, presumably, very emotionally manipulative relationship. Manipulative relationship. Now, I want you to... Now, how do you justify this, Wellington? Isn't that a bit out of left field? How can you even just say that it's probably an emotionally manipulative relationship? I want you to think about any boyfriend or any girlfriend that you have had, and you just drop on a hat to go, like, see them after 3 years of them being MIA, which is a bit sus to begin with, and literally the first thing that they say when you find them in, like, an abandoned house where there's, like, smell monsters, you literally have just seen an actual corpse, I recall correctly, she's like, "Daddy's coming!" Or, "Daddy's coming." That's not what you want to hear! And he had no reaction to it at all! And to you, fair chat member, I have to ask here, what's the deal with that? Literally, no reaction. So, the only way you can justify this in a actual relationship is that it's a very emotionally manipulative thing. She's probably just exactly that's probably normal behavior for her. And you know who does that? Shit like that? Someone who's probably very emotionally manipulative and or fucked up. Which is why drug dealer energy biker chick. It all makes sense now, or it's in the realm of justifiable. Now, does any of this make sense, or is any of this justified? No, of course not. This is a terrible narrative game, and we're making the best this go because we're the Hollywood spin doctors that we've been hired for about $500,000 an hour. We make sure to charge the number one best when we have to, assemble a tire fire made out of mannequins of mold monsters because someone had decided to have a little bit of icky bicky nonsense going on. Yeah, exactly. Childhood drama made our boy Ethan unable to see her issues. He was an orphan adopted by a madman who killed his wife. Granted, in a not morally correct, but understandable in a broad sense of society way. But he did go through a literal physical embodiment of emotional trauma and probably would have been maladjusted as a parent regardless, especially in that type of circumstance. I can imagine him preferentially treating a girl versus a boy. But that's me jumping out of here at that point because I don't know anything about psychology, thankfully. Alright. So apparently we're getting a fancy line for the next thing. Alright, everybody. Then we have 2014. Pretend this is a year. Alright. Mia mysteriously disappears and sends horribly cryptic, messy message to not find her. Ethan sent into depression spiral, starts flunking classes and starts working while slowing down college. Alright, I would say that this makes sense because if you're in a emotionally codependent relationship, you're probably going to be sent into a bit of a spiral, especially with someone who is emotionally maladjusted, which presumably Ethan is, especially given our next point in the year of grandness 2017, which is when the game plot of Resident Evil 7. I think we've created a masterpiece here of backstory. Personally speaking, I think this is fantastic. Give this a 8 out of 10, ship it to Bollywood or whatever the Japanese have for their Hollywood equivalent. I'm sure it's like Akihabara Hood. That is probably questionable. But I think this justifies the emotional maladjustment, the lack of the laconicness of Ethan Drake, or god damn it. Ethan Winters. We are not going to tie this into Naughty Dog's The Last of Us or the other one where you're Nathan Drake and you're a swashbuckling explorer discovering artifacts known as historical antiques in Outlast? Why can't I remember this game? Not Sea Dogs, not... Oh boy. What is that game I'm thinking of? Unmapped. Uncharted. Yes, thank you, Blobber. So... This is the plot of the universe as so far. So, we're going to play Resident Evil 8 at some point, and we're doing the DLC for that because the daughter of Ethan and Mia will become relevant, I feel, in this greater universe as we predict what the plot of Resident Evil 9 will be. Yes, in fact, everybody, we're going to predict what Resident Evil 9 is going to be, the game that I don't believe has been announced and is probably going to be god-awful. But we shall see. But I think all of this together explains why all really Ethan says is fuck or various other swears is because, like, you know, when you've been in an emotionally traumatic spot in most of your life, there are a variety of factors you can respond with, one of which is being very quiet and just exploding and being a bit of an explosive mess, which I would argue that Ethan would be especially emotionally numb, given the fact that he showed very little reaction to anything that happened to him throughout that entire mess of a video game. And for posterity purposes, and for the purposes of the secondary review of Resident Evil 8, I'm going to post this in the Welly Cord for posterity and my own, not self-gratification, edification, getification, something of something. I'll put it in announcements. Alright. Wait, does Nathan Drake lose his brother in Unmapped, Uncharted, if you will? Because that'd be hilarious. Alright, so I feel confident that we've justified the plot of our beautiful lass of Resident Evil 7, so we're going to shut that, put it in the Shadow Realm, and as I saw, obscure one. And regrettably, for those of you who can't see this, which is everybody, the title screen to this game is just one grand panty shot, and I am very, very befuddled. I need to make sure, though, that we are on the correct game. So I'm going to go to Obscure. And, we, experience high school life anew. Because I have no idea what this game is. I watched a streamer play it about 1,000,000 years ago. And... Wow, that's loud. I hope that didn't come through on stream. Looks like it didn't go yellow, so it should be fine. Alright. And actually, now that we have a nice kind of cinematic music going on here, I'm gonna pull Screen Man back up. I want to see which one of yous voted for this. Manage poll. View results. I said view results. Alright, so, Rusty... Baron and Rusty voted for Obscure, and 6 people voted for it as well. Jeez, that's loud. Rusty committed Menacery, and... Okay, so apparently everybody only wanted to watch Obscure. Okay, that is fascinating to know. Out of curiosity, is anyone here familiar with what this game is at all. Yes, one person did vote for Alan Wake. We will get to Alan Wake in its due time. Subtitles on. I guess that's fine. I voted for Obscura 2, just scraps of lore went to others. Understandable. I should probably put in announcements that we are transitioning. RE7 defeated and thrashed. We continue on to Merry High School Adventures. Don't post that there. Okay, that's enough stalling. I really do need to turn this game down, which I don't have control. So I guess I'll just turn my headset down. This game is incredibly loud, so please let me know if I have it mistuned either too low or too high on the stream end. I wonder how copyrighted this music is. Turn it down to negative 12 dB then. It's good to know that tabbing out will deactivate it, though.
Hey, Josh, get out of our way.
But I've got to finish up my story on the basketball team for the paper.
Yo, dog, Kenny, chill out, man. Leave him alone. Come on, let's hit the showers.
Do you know what time it is? You said you were coming home early.
I said that to Mom and Dad, not to you.
It's always the same story with you. I know why you don't want to come home. Kenny.
We finally get rid of Mom
Oni-chan
and Dad, and you think I'm gonna sit
is
at
the
home?
energy we have here.
Wait, Shannon, I'll go with you.
No, that's quite all right. You just go.
Let's beat it, Kenny. Are you sticking around?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot a few more baskets.
Okay, whatever. Catch you later.
Alright, so that's actually much more tame of an opening than I expected. So as I think I vaguely mentioned a moment ago, my experience is watching this game played by a individual who's now turned into a VTuber since, or hence. Can I pick up the ball? Let me know if anything is too small. I have a... Oh, no. What is pick up? Action is enter. And all I remember is this game does get a touch weird. So, in the traditional fashion of weird video games like this, such as the high-strung adventures of we're going to watch these kids explode in a Wendigo-based disaster in a video game whose name I'm forgetting now. See, this is the perils, everybody. This is the perils of working night shift. Your mind slowly fades away. Yes, until dawn. Phone over here.
Damn. That must be Ashley calling me. I should have turned off my cell phone.
That's a really loud cell. But yeah, until dawn is what I had in mind.
Hello?
Kenny, you were supposed to call. Did you forget about our date?
Ashley, no. You know me better than that. I just finished practice. Just a quick shower and I'll be right there.
Good. And don't be late this time. See you, baby.
Okay, I'll be right there. Hey, what the? Where's my bag?
Have we been pranked? So space is run and... match report on our last game. What is that noise? Is that water dripping? Yeah, it is. We've been bamboozled even. No. Sucker and succotash. God, what is that guy's name? Alright, so we already know this isn't a horny game because it's not letting us pee. Snagglepuss even. Thank you, Blobber. No, it's not, Sucker and Succotash. It's Jumpin' Jehoshaphat. That's the energy we need to carry. Yeah. I'll massacre him. We cannot go into ladies' room. Our main character, thankfully, is not El Perverto. Actually, what is perverted in Spanish? I know in Japanese it's hentai des. Or, what is it? Oh... Anata wa hentai desu. I think is saying you're a pervert? But the non-personal possessives I always get confused with in Nipponese, regrettably. No, I've been called a degenerate, which is very accurate. I don't think I've been really called a pervert. Nor have I especially been called a pervert by a Japanese person, because I haven't met one and spoken to them in Japanese. So, one thing I do need to know is what is a map functionality if we have any? So, oh no. Alright. We have a lock functionality, which I hope is lock target and not lock door. Change player with F, documents P, item menu. Ah, there we go. Perversion is perversion, and perverter is per video. So what's the Spanish for, like, you're referring to another person? So it'd be... Yo soy... Yo soy un hombre. Would be I am a man. The pronunciation was terrible. I mean, that's fair, Belle. I won't deny that. Yo soy pervertido. Yo soy pervertido. Yo soy pervertido. Yo soy pervertido. P is not working as I desire, which is very depressing. It's somehow even worse. Now, Belle, now you understand how Young feels when I speak in a bit of a Scottish accent. Which, I think that was my bastardization of Scottish. You see, the real important thing here is I learn how to horrify everybody in regards to my linguistic capabilities globally. Because really what you want to be is someone who strikes the terror and great horror into the mind's eye of everybody. We're equal opportunity villains here in Wellington Incorporated. Apparently. I am really excited for us to do another edition of Who Bad Guy, though. That is something I love doing in a narrative game in order to kind of couch, if you will, the opinions of everybody. Alright, sticky tape to join two weapons together. We have a flashlight now. Directional arrow to select. Step 1, hold Q down. Plus directional. Okay. Press enter. Down and hold Q, enter. This is a fascinating process.
Okay, let's go.
I'm now curious to like open Duolingo and just like start reading phrases there. Because Monsieur Baron, tu comprends français? I know for a fact I completely biffed that up entirely. It's been many a year since I've studied French, and...
It's friggin' creepy down here.
Win. Perfect. Grammatical structures in any language are my eternal bane. So I could speak some French to horrify Baron. I've actually put Portuguese on my Bird of Evil. Hold right control. Okay. What game are we playing? So basically, we're currently playing like some jock himbo who has his clothes stolen from him, that is then sent to an underground basement where there you hear groaning monsters and the like. When he has the opportunity to probably go smash with his girly and you know, have a delightful evening in, as I will say. And I am indeed on level 1. Actually, have you used Duolingo, Bell, out of curiosity? I've actually never really thought to ask, like, if anyone is using the bird for learning different languages. I wasn't thinking English, because you speak very good English, and I'd be surprised if you were using the bird for it. You're already where you need to be. Okay. Well, your English is certainly better than my Japanese, or my French. How many years of English did you take? Because I have taken 3 years of French, formally in high school, admittedly. And, let me tell you what. Gauges of my size. I'm not sure why I'm laughing at that. But yeah, 3 years of, French. And, yeah. I mean, we had this whole big thing, where at the end of, like, after 3 years, we would be able to, like, oh, you could go to Paris! Meet the French. And all that rigmarole. And I think, actually, our teacher kind of tried to incentivize the boys by saying, like, you could get lingerie for your girlfriends. Not in that kind of candor, because that would be unbelievably creepy to have from a middle-aged lady to a bunch of high school boys. Now they think about it, but she did regale us with a story about one lad asking her how to pick out lingerie for his beau at the time, which is fair, I guess.
No, have pity, no.
What the hell is this place anyway? Hey, don't hurt me.
Alright, I will say though, the main character is hot. I will begin with the objectification here.
You don't get it? We've got to get you out of here quick.
Okay, let's bolt.
Don't abandon me. Whatever
Oh
you
wait,
do.
we're in high school. Never mind, I retract that. The freed student is now your teammate. Use F when you want to take control. When a teammate is with you and a second player cannot take control, press F, undo, pause, blah. Alright, F. So we're Dan. Formerly in a proper school was on.
He always hides a gun in here.
Okay, door's locked. I do appreciate the irony of making fun of a teacher of doing that and making an off-color comment here. It's just the kind of timing you can't have occur. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Alright, so shift, light. Oh, okay. Alright, so light. Oh, we gotta run away. Okay. Alright, let's run. So, what I find fascinating here is, we have darkness-inspired monsters and what look like Cthulhian beings as our opponents here? I'm sorry, Dan. But it was you or me. Oh, crap. Come on. Alright. So that was meant to happen.
So, tell me, how was your date? Kenny didn't come home last night. You guys must have had a wild time.
Yeah, right. If I see that guy, he's gonna get it.
What did he do?
He stood me up. I'm getting fed up with your brother.
But then, if he wasn't with you, maybe he...
You think that something happened to him? And Josh? Where's Josh?
Principal's always watching us like a hawk.
Come on, hurry up. Mr. Garrison, lock the gates and send the latecomers to my office.
So I can experiment on them.
Advantage of the sunshine while it lasts.
Please sit down and be quiet.
Hey, ladies. What are you so gloomy about?
Kenny's disappeared. You wouldn't know anything about it, would you?
No, I spent the whole night working on my movie.
Nobody's seen him since last night. I'm really starting to get worried.
I know. Aliens beamed him up to their ship, did some experiments on him, and finally killed him.
Josh, please take your seat, young man. All right. This morning we are going to talk
I
about
think we'd
genetics.
better call the cops. What do you think?
Hey, if he doesn't show up, let's meet at the cafeteria at 6 and go look for him.
But the cops would tell my parents.
Great. My first real investigation.
Nothing works in this crummy school.
We're leaving in 5 minutes anyway.
Quit it, Josh. This is no time for that.
Come on. We need to record our investigation, Bill.
Quiet.
He's a voice actor for English anime.
It's locked.
English anime adaptations.
It's okay. It's just the janitor.
But how are we supposed to get out now?
I found an old map of the school. This should help us.
Alright, so we're in the administrative building. When does this game take place? It's important for the purposes of tech. Oh god, these guys are old. Let me actually check that. So, if I were to go to game overview, give me let's go web browser. When does obscure game take place? Late 2003. So basically, tech-wise, we are in the advent of cell phones. We have some level of
If we get caught, we'll be kicked out for sure.
computers
I
used.
think we have to pick this lock.
Okay. Help me, weapon, follow, stay.
Right. budge. Okay, I'm right behind you. I think we have to pick this lock.
Alright, so what if we pick her?
Let's move. Don't worry, I'm not moving. I'm right behind you.
Ah, so everybody has a special ability. Okay, so progress made this turn, but a long way to go. Ashley should not confuse pertinence with impertinence. Excellent student, well done. Giving good advice to friends during exams will not be tolerated in the future. Fated to become a doctor, better recovery. So we want to be our healer. She is good at fighting. And he is good at searching. So can Shannon leave more? She won final Champion Genius broadcast. Boy, give me your thing. Give me your rifle. No?
Fine. I'll stay here.
Okay, so I can tell him don't use a weapon.
Let's move.
I found something interesting. Glass door is locked.
I'm sure I can pick this.
So she can pick locks. Can he pick locks?
This lock looks easy.
So everybody can pick locks. Lets you save when you wish. Okay. So do I basically go Q? Save. Alright. This game controls no way in a way that I would expect. So basically, everybody can pick locks, which, if we think about this, does anybody know how to pick locks anymore? That feels like such a, early 19th century skill, right? Like, you're, like, a 2-year-old who was abandoned into the mean streets of London.
I'm sure I can pick this.
Then please go ahead. Probably need a lockpick, which means I need to switch to him and do that. I feel our very familiar sounding character journalist here, Josh, I believe his name is probably our utility character in the end. The one thing I need to do now is I need to figure out if you can switch weapons between people. So I'm sure the Latin isn't concerning at all.
I'm positive there's still something left.
So first floor, attic, second floor. So I find this mechanic fascinating. So we have a... I'm trying to think if any game has attempted to do gameplay in this style since. I think this would work really well. Good old Dare. I think this would work really well in a kind of multiplayer scenario where you have something where players can stat into stuff and basically use your abilities to kind of go around the world. In a sense, Outbreak, which was contemporaneously developed with this, is an example. Where you have characters that are specialized one way or another and is in a online multiplayer game. Can we go in again? We have a monster.
There's nothing left for us here.
Okay. So his special ability is a bark that tells us if things are still here. Hers presumably is something involving combat, and if we look at P, we see where everybody is. Bark is a term that I've heard used for video games involving, when a character speaks, they are barking. So I suppose,
There's nothing left for us here.
I feel this guy has little dog energy. Especially since he was flirting with a girl and got turned down so hard that I think he ate a bit of the dirt, which is sad for main characters on here. But it's all part of the experience. You have to, what is it? You have to learn to take things with a bit of grace. As one might say.
Where is that draft coming from?
That's a nice fat cockroach here. The lighting isn't very flattering. Ugh. Can't be opened without a tool. So we switch to Ashley and we'll have... I thought we were playing as Ashley. No, we are! Why is it... Oh, God. I, P... Alright. Options. Screen or button settings. How do we swap weapons between characters? Or items between characters? Item menu is Q. Ah, she has access to it as well. Okay. I will need help to be able to get to that grid. It can't be opened without a tool. So I'm guessing we need something more akin to a flathead. Alright, as soon as we get a weapon for Ashley, we'll need to give her one since she's the fighty character. So what I find fascinating here is the choice of setting. I don't think you normally have a demon laboratory below a educational institution, though vaguely in my mind, I think there was a game I watched, streamed, or played many a year ago now, where there was basically a drug lab in a school of some type. I'm not sure if it was like a college or a high school or what have you, but there's similar energy to this, you know, a little less demons though, which is probably for the best. A screwdriver is lost in this room during the renovation work. Please let me know when you find it. Mr. Garrison. We find ourselves entrenched into the world of South Park, which is Ne Pas Bon.
There's something else to do here.
Alright, I'm assuming you're stronger. And the answer is correct. And he's just staring into the wall. Oh. Oh, dude. I don't think I understand this game. Because we have the...
What's going on here?
I don't want to know.
I think Lady is explicitly more skilled when it comes to combat.
Huh?
But what's behind this door?
I'm reminded of a frequent
If Shannon were here, she'd help me out.
refrain and scene. Is Shannon the other lass? Shannon. Yeah, what is her special ability? Alright, if we replace Laddie with Lassie...
Where were you guys?
Oh, we just fought a demon.
Let's check the place out.
So we switch
Let's
to
see
her.
What's in here. Let's check the place out. Let's see what's in here.
So you just don't say anything? Alright, so if we... No, I don't want to be you. We go to her, grab that guy.
There's something else to do here.
Interesting. A locked door, a television, vending machines. What else could there possibly be to do in this room? Junk school phones forever. So I will say one area of Corpus, I am eminently unfamiliar with is demonology. Not to be confused with deathology, as some species new to magic might call necromancy.
Where is that draft coming from?
But
It's dark in here.
Don't even think about it.
I don't know much about demons or demon-esque things. There's a show that I've been watching called Evil, which is a fun, goofy little show that, basically, well, if I'm gonna be entirely honest, I'm watching because one of the main characters from Person of Interest is in it, and I've decided to... That's for upstairs. I've decided to take the energy of just looking at this guy's career to see what he's done, because he's a pretty fun actor. From the Ministry of Health, please note, the result of the free sale of energy drinks is an acceleration in the nerve exchanges between the brain and the muscles, an increase in intellectual performance. Be aware. The absorption of energy drinks causes addiction in the majority of consumers. This product also causes serious headaches and intestinal pains in vulnerable persons. For these reasons, we order that the sale and consumption of energy drinks are prohibited in all school establishments, effective today. Any contravention will be punished by the law in effect on the same basis as for drug traffickers. Alright, everybody. I would make a joke that we're not in America, we're in a country of undeterminate origin, but then I remembered we saw the DARE program, and I cannot in any good conscience make that joke because that, regrettably, is a byproduct of America. And now that I think about it, for those of you unfamiliar with the DARE program it is a project, I believe, started by Nancephine. Oh, please don't tell me that they're typewriters. The discs are typewriters. Alright, that's good to know. Nancephine Reagan, who is the wife of Ronald Reagan, began this in her tenure as a First Lady of the United States of America in an attempt to arrest
It isn't me.
some of the drug activities going on, which were getting quite bad in the 80s. Public-private high school, financiers, Mr. Leonard Freeman, Mr. Hermit Freeman, Maximin, 1980. Okay. Number of buildings consisting of main buildings with classrooms, administrative rooms, a library, a gymnasium, a dormitory, a double dining hall, a theater, a sick bay, and different practical workrooms. I think the name of our principal is Herbert Friedman. So, is this game one of those games where you have a... I see. We're missing a thing! Where, like, we have a main character who is, like, sacrificing the lifeblood of his students to gain immortality and get tenure. Even more an important thing for a teacher.
Stan's grades really suck.
Stan Jones is suspected of selling energizing products. So they're gonna try this kid under felony drug trafficking. Oh my god. Ugh. So I think I've mentioned this before, but I guess in this school I would be a drug trafficker? Because, like, I used to peddle sodas when I was a small child, Wellington, you know, and as one does, I'm a financier of capitalism. And, to take the refrain of, like, you know, a regular criminal, like, it's not hurting anybody, I'm just selling soda, I don't know why I gave myself that accent, because I've always have been this, level of, not falsetto, baritono, rigatonium. Uh-huh! You wanna buy drugs, kids? I'm not Mickey Mouse, I'm a legally distinct, product here, and, hey, I like drugging, getting drugs in me, it's great. Uh-huh! You know, as unfortunate as that was, I think that last laugh was the closest I've been to getting a Mickey Mouse laugh perfect, which is highly regrettable. That's a runaway there, bucko.
There's nothing left for us here.
Alright, you know what? Wait, I know what to do. Run away, run away, run away, run away. Lady, 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 lady. My plan worked. No, my plan didn't work. Busco? Okay, my plan half worked.
Mr. Walden, what are you doing here?
You've got to get out of here. Quick.
But those things, there, what are they?
I don't know. I'll make it my business to inform the authorities.
Looks like you hurt yourself.
It's nothing. Just get out of here.
But I'm looking for Kenny. He's disappeared.
Danny, go see Mr. Friedman.
But how? All the exits are locked.
I'll open the door to the courtyard for you. I have something I need to do. Remember, the light.
Looks like we got ourselves into a real sticky situation.
But we definitely need to give Lady weapon. She's the only one who's combat capable. Alright, we need to drink energy drink. Use. Are you still damaged? So I think our health is shared to a limited extent.
So where are they? I feel like fighting.
Hell yeah! Alright, so Ashley is a very kill-gory individual, which is delightful. And that teacher knew what to do, and I guess they're dumb, so they don't know to question it yet. So that's fair. Ah, okay, I see now. Wait, Ashley's here? But why do you say horrifying, Baron? Do you not like my Mickey Mouse impression?
Where were you guys?
Alright, you're still alive.
Worried.
So, the thing I'm concerned about, though, Blobber, now that I reconnoiter my mind as to a bit I wanted to engage upon 5 minutes before, is that we might have Steamboat Mickey, or Steamboat Willie Mickey,
This lock looks easy.
jazzing up the world, but we have to consider, I don't think the spoken word of Mickey Mouse is out of copyright. So, like, when did we have the first iteration of that? Would be very useful for last. Alright, we'll do that, though. Wait, why does the drug van... Okay, I guess that makes sense. The drug van has drugs in it. That, you know, that's probably the most lore-accurate to reality thing in this video game. 1929 Carnival Kid Mickey. I guess 1929 sounds like it's out of copyright, so 5 more years. Oh no. We're tussling with the mouse. Hey, I'm Tony let's not invoke the ire of Italians right now. They're the most dangerous game. Actually, that implies you're hunting them. They're the most dangerous opponent in the wide world here. I actually find it hilarious that, like, it's only the jock that's capable of running. Everybody else just runs at a respectable jog.
Miss Ashley, what was your reaction when you saw those creatures?
Get lost.
Do you really think you'll get out of here alive?
Don't bug me, okay? I'm calling the cops.
And you, Shannon? Care to comment?
Cut it out. I'm too scared to get around.
Oh no, the battery's dead.
Big surprise. You've been filming for hours.
It's not possible.
So any luck?
Stupid phone. I get no reception here. What are we gonna do now?
We don't have any choice. We've got to warn Friedman.
Actually, that begs a question. How do you build a radio frequency jammer? I know the properties of how you make a containment field that basically prevents radio signals from being sent out. It's basically just a fancy aluminum fence surrounding you entirely. It's called a Faraday cage.
But what was that stuff in the attic?
But how do you make a jammer for radio signals? Because that is very weird, champ.
Walden, I could never stand him.
Why? He's a pretty chill dude. First, you get a lot of jam. You emit a white noise at high power.
Let's find this moron before
So
he gets
what
dark.
I'm getting here is we need to acquire, like, what's the most radar-proof jam? So, like, it has to be darker. So what's the darkest jam? It's not grape. It isn't blueberry. Of course not strawberry. So it'd probably have to be a large quantity of, like, blackberry jam. And then you smother that on a white noise-emitting device. Now, what is a white noise-emitting device? Obviously, it's one of those elephant guns or elephant noisemakers that go... You know, I don't know where I was going with that joke, so I'm going to segue quickly aside.
My God, what's going on in this school?
Yeah, it's worse than my room.
I'm sorry, I'm very befuddled by the noise of something. Oh, we could break the vending machines with our stuff. That's what the other room was telling us to do. I understand now. Alright, I understand video game. I'm sorry, video game. Is he doing CAD
What are you
modeling?
doing here?
Nothing, dog. I'm just editing my notes. If you want, I can do the same for you for only $50.
Hey, stop joking around.
And you? Why are you hanging around? Is something wrong?
What? Haven't you seen? In the hallways. All the monsters creeping around. It's terrible.
Whoa, dog. I don't know what you've been smoking, but you need to stop.
But don't tell me you didn't see anything. You didn't notice anything bizarre?
Yeah, everything I see up in this piece is whack.
What do you think those noises are? Don't be a jerk. We can't find Kenny.
What? You better quit jerking me.
Even Mr. Walden was injured.
You better quit
We're
jerking
stuck
me.
Here. We need to get Mr. Friedman if we want to get out of the school.
Whoa,
I'm sorry. Alright, Twitch. Clip that. Alright.
Story's starting to get interesting. Alright, I'll go with you, but you better not be punking me.
So for no particular reason, I feel the need
You
for...
want me to come with you?
What value do you have, drug dealer man? Dan excels more for his frequent unjustified absences than his results, despite genuine capability. Risks repeating a third time, pity. Theater. We have discovered that Stan is particularly skillful in detecting fragile locks and picking them very quickly. Oh, no, he's much better than the other dude. Alright. We have lady and drug dealer.
Okay, I'm with you.
Lady and drug dealer. Alright, so we do F. Swap over here. Oh, actually,
No problem for me.
that's right. The principle's an immortal being. I didn't freak out about that appropriately. This game seems much better than the last one. Why do you say that, Baron? Strange disappearance. The Leafmore High School is once again at the heart of the controversy. In effect, Greg Anderson, a second-year student, has disappeared on Monday night. It was after classes that his friends in the dormitory noticed his absence. He had gone to the sick bay after feeling unwell, and it was there that he was seen for the last time. Well, you see, Baron, while I might be a purveyor of some primo, you know, as I pretend that I have a lit blunt in my hand, brain rot, you have to understand, I can't work if the well is dry, man. If we have, like, oh, I don't know, a game where all people say is like, fuck, shit, oh my god, oh, it's a monster, oh. Like, as so far, we've had more personality in these goblin children here.
Yo, what's the
Wait,
problem,
I can
man?
actually hit him. We've had more personality in these goblin children than we've had in Ethan, which is fascinating. Alright, we're upgrading Lady to aluminum bat. Wait, can we dictate man's gun? How do we get the number 2? So if we go back to Lassie, and I scroll through the meandering, you have a screwdriver, that. How do I access? Right, it would be E. Okay. So it is in her inventory. Don't worry about that stand. Alright. My brain is expanding to heights that I can't even begin comprehending. Regrettably. No, but it's fantastic. I'm very excited that we have Chad Lady, Stoner Magoni, not Stoner Magoni, oh my god. Much like Silent Hill, I get to enjoy my favorite felony, B&E, and just avail myself in this delightful world. No, I did try I tried my level best to jazzy up Resident Evil 7. I think we'll have a similar time in RE8. Though, actually, I suppose, Resident Evil Milk Boy. Oh. Silent Hill 2, that is what Resident Evil Milk Boy is. I don't know why I said Resident Evil Milk Boy.
A gun, no more fooling around.
Though I am just going to pretend that's appropriate. Ah, okay. Draw in the targets. Okay. We have Lobster Stone Man. So if we do this, we grab the tape the lamp to the gun once again. Now we have lamp! Oh joy, do we have a lamp. So honestly, this feels like an early version of Outbreak. I'm curious if the same people who developed Outbreak used this as a kind of similar platform to deliver their sandwiches upon the world. Oh, no. Control. Perfect. Alright, so I think I'm getting a hang of the combat. It isn't...
You can't see a damn thing in here.
Ideal. And I assume it wouldn't be much better on the keyboard. But yeah. Now that I think about it, if I were to grab Lady and find a window of which there's none that exists in a feasible manner. Never mind. So I think I've begun this kind of sentiment a couple times. Oh, fuck! Run. Wait, no, they chase you between rooms. No, that should be, fine. Yeah, this is fine.
It's not working.
I mean, it really should work. Alright, so we need to grab Stony McStonerson and probably just make a straight up bolt for the outside and hope that it follows us outside. So regrettably, it didn't. So we have a principal who summons demons, presumably for the edification of himself in order to... Oh, she's very badly hurt. Well, maybe just moderately badly hurt. So it could be worse. I don't know how to handle this. Does anybody... do we have any demonology experts here? Was anyone raised Catholic? Did the Catholics talk about demons? I feel like they talked about demons. Was Vummer reading the Nepro? No, not the Nepro. No. Hello, I'm President Stonemason, and I'm here to elect you some new pants. Oh boy, do I love electing pants. Just fantastic. I think another benefit to... You know, I think I'm beginning to isolate what generates brain rot in my mind. You see, I have, like, a Ferrari of a mind, I'll have you. No. Absolutely immaculate, fantastic, beautiful even. However, as with any vehicle, if you speed it along, the engine can flood. And when the engine floods, you can have a catastrophic thing occur. Now, Wellington, what possibly could catastrophically occur in your mind? Oh boy, let me tell you what there, bucko, buddy, old pal, old friend. In fact, my mind floods out, and you just get, like, nonsense going. So the way to trigger brain rot is me to be tired, mildly inebriated, and or having no idea what's going on. So I have to desperately think about the plot and or lore of the game, or be doing something complicated and stall for time. And stalling for time, I mean running my mouth. Alright, I think we're getting the script down appropriately. And I am certainly a wee bit eepy right now.
Where'd they go?
You know, I did hear something that I felt called out on. I was looking at a... Okay, actually I won't go down that train of thought, but... I'll save that for another time when I'm a bit more tired, I think. Alright, lady.
Okay, let's move.
Heal me. Yeah, let's save. In there. Yes.
Alright, it's recorded.
Give me an energy drink. Look after Ashley.
I'm ready to rock.
Hell yeah. Alright, you.
So where are they? I feel like fighting.
Come on, Drago.
Okay, I got your back.
Wait, can we just get all these kids killed? We need to test this for science. Alright, I want everybody to mentally play... Otherwise you might forget the class. Alright, Belle. So, I was looking on the Instagram and or the TikToks about, that fight went a lot better than I expected. Alright. And basically, you know, it was insinuating that, like, saying EP was big bottom energy, which I feel is inappropriate. I feel anyone can say EP. It's a perfectly reasonable thing to say. Also not saying this as well because I found it amusing to say EP recently, so that's what I've been saying when I'm sleepy. I don't want to be called out unnecessarily. So we're just doing a little science here, everybody. Ignore the fact that our cast of characters is very nearly dead. So when the active party dies, you get a new party. And you get really sad music because something really sad happened. Understandable. So basically what this is a very large arm with a maladapted leg. It's basically a torso of a muscular individual with a mutated forearm and legs. I'm baffled. I'm perplexed even. And we get the sad music again. It's really sad. Alright, so we know what happens. As a result, we want Fighty McFighterson, or Fighty Miss Fighterson. I don't think she's injured enough to actually justify utilizing L Lady here, or the lady here. Or L... Cuer? Why does Cuer sound familiar? Is that Spanish or is that French? A, B, C, D, U, E, G, H, I, G, H, I, H, I, J, J, L, M, N, O, P, Q, E, S, T, C, D, W, X, Y, and Z. Alright, for those of you who don't know, that was French. Alright, so pull back. Thank you, I wouldn't have known. Well, listen, man, I was trying to figure out where the concept of coup air came from. Because think about it, why... That's obviously not English. I thought it was Japanese. Okay, no need to razz me. Come on now, what did I deserve that? What I do deserve that? Man can't sing the alphabet on stream without getting razzed? I'll Japanese you. What is it? U e o ka ke ku ke ko ga gi gu ge go ha hi hu he ho. Other letters and words. You also thought it was Japanese. No! Please. Why is my French-Japanese accent now? I know my German accent is like Indian, but that's... Baron, did I at least sound francophone to you, or am I truly a lost individual here? I don't even know what's going on in the video game anymore. I'm so perplexed. What do you do? No, it's a stairwell. I recognize that this French was just giving you a hard time. You weren't giving me a hard time. I just want to make sure my pronunciation hasn't fallen that far astray. There's so many monsters here. I have no idea if this is a fight monster game or a not fight monster game. Do I want to break window? Yeah, okay, so when things like that happen, you want to break L window. Now, Baron is the defender of Welly's dignity right now, what little of it remains. If I'm not careful, it'll go negative. What do negative values of dignity mean, actually? Like, is that, like, I started an OnlyFans and, like, just post, like, bad jokes that I've crafted? Is that... That could be about right. There's a bit that Patton Oswalt had about, like, you shouldn't be looking to comedians for dignity because they're the people who tell dick jokes, and, about why they have a rash on their hoo-ha, as a form of amusement. Surely you can go lower than that? The thing is, I can't think of how I can go lower on that. On the fly, at least. The mortaphilia comes in the form of ciphers. Classification appears difficult. This endemic plant allows microscopic buds to appear, which do not appear this in the form of a new plant, but to possibly generate another leaves, parasite, spider, capacity, down, sucker, examination, bud, marijuana. Cutting the xylomes, the ducts are completely dry, no trace of humidity. How are these chlorophyll cells irrigated? Political reaction channel. Well, Rusty. Well then. Let's get started. So here's my reaction. Wait. So here's my reaction to the mass killers. Alright, no. I actually can't think of a clever joke for that. But that is what first came to mind. During light-darkness sequence, variation in dioxygen concentration are observed. Whether DCPP is present or not, the plant is particularly sensitive to exposure. It fears the light. The plant transgresses. It rules out photology. What is this report? This plant is afraid of the light. How queer. How fascinating. Molecular analysis. How does a high school have access to molecular analysis? It's 2003. No, I'm sorry. How do I isolate myself? Incognito mode. There we go. That's not going to dox me at all, right? Incognito mode doesn't provide, my stuff. Google.com. Alright. We're gonna look something up now that's very important, I feel, to the relevance of this video game. cost of DNA sequencing over time. So bear in mind, everybody, we're in the year 2003. Oh, perfect. The first human genome was assembled at a cost of $3 billion. Now, obviously a plant DNA isn't that horribly expensive, right? Let's say it's 1/100th as complex. Now, I really hope we don't have a geneticist in chat right now to make a goofum out of me right now. But this school has the ability to just, like, piss out $30 million to, like, sequence the DNA of a plant, and they quite literally have a crack den as a bathroom. Now, I want you to imagine you're going to university and you literally just go into a bathroom and there's, like, some guys or gals, I don't know, brewing meth like it's Hogwarts. Now, you be like, Welly, what are you talking about? What do you mean brewing meth in Hogwarts? We have to remember, book 2! They were literally making potions out of a toilet. Now, if we're going to be a little dramatic here, what is brewing meth if not the potion crafting? Think back to your youth, young ones. Remember the meme of Potion Seller. He said, I shan't give you your strongest potions. I shan't give you my strongest potion. I can handle your strongest potion, Potion Seller. Now, think here. What is that potion? It is in fact crystal meth. That is why he didn't sell it, because he thought the dude was a narc. That's my TED Talk. Alright, so nowadays, let's get hopeful again. So, like, you can get your genome sequenced for 200 quid, or 200 bangers. That actually sounds pretty pog. That's actually incredibly pog. Like, I think if I were to work for a day or two, I could get my genome sequenced just for lulz. I think that's perfectly reasonable in the budgets of, like, most Americans. I don't know what the benefit of that is. Nor do I know where to continue with this, so we're going to go back to the video game. But, like, my mind shudders. To quote Betelgeuse from ReZero, my mind trembles at what's going on here. Molecular analyses showed that genetic associations that enabled the mortophilia to be defined as a non-recombinant isolate at the genetic level. This means that it does not have sexual processes for exchanging genetic material, but a pansexual one. I attempted to experiment during which transient diploid node was formed. In this node... I guess you could. I would just do a 23andMe, since that actually might be more expensive. I attempted to experiment which a transient diploid node was formed. In this node, mitoic crossover was produced at low frequency. The diploid node then self-healed. No, not self-healed. The diploid node then self-haploided through the loss of chromosomes. Using this system, two distinct species could be exchanging genetic material. Conclusion: it is certain that the margarita possesses abnormal properties. Notwithstanding its incredible longevity, the plant particularly receptive to crossbreeding. Research must be continued and the genotype of these cells must be examined in detail. What the fuck is this? We have Resident Evil level lab lore in a high school chemistry lab. What is...
I won't go anywhere.
Shut up, Stone Man.
I'll go with you.
Okay.
Acid. That stuff's really dangerous.
It can be. Right, so we probably need Lady for this, because... no, Druggo might know how to do this. Drug man. It's a bottle of acid. We can't carry it. Alright. I was correct. Drug man was sufficient. This actually looks like... How is this... Alright, no. I need to pause once again. Not actually tagging off the game here, because I feel that'd be a bit rude at this point. This game, as so far, has had more actual science-y stuff than David Cage's $20 trillion project Beyond Two Souls in their science lab. These are actual things that I could kind of believe is chemistry, or I've seen in chemistry labs. I have no idea what disulfide trioxygen is in an aqueous solution, but, you know, I could kind of see that. I don't remember the terms for these things, because chemistry is the failing of my brain, and it's been millions of years. But, you know, it's better than, like, taking the delta of the angle of the vibranium shaft of your cognitive matrix, or whatever the hell that laboratory document had on it. Laboratory document. What do I actually mean by any of this? 9 a.m., 3.5 hours. Alright, I think it's time I take my melatonin. I think this game has driven me a bit batterangy, which is probably a good thing for content's purposes, which probably shouldn't be the goal here. The goal here should be enjoying the video game, but, you know, this is getting me ginned up in an appropriate manner. I need to be outraged in order to engage upon... Can you shush it, you goof boy? Oh, hey, I was so worried because you weren't here. Oh my god, guys, I'm a nervous journalist. Ah! I got shot down in Iraq. There you go, Rusty. That's my political satire for you. Guess which journalist I'm making fun of there? The answer will surprise you because I don't even remember his name, and I'd be surprised if anyone here did. So if my brain is trembling correctly, we need to grab Lady of the Chemical Doctor Persuasion and pull her into the Mitozoa known as a chemical lab and see if she can figure out how to portate... no, I think it was a CNN dude. Though it could have also been, like, Fox News one as well. Brian Williams? That sounds about right. Actually, let me look that up. Journalist getting shot at in Iraq. Brian Williams is the guy. You know, Brian Williams looks like he talks like this. I really have no beef with Brian Williams. I just knew it was a story, and you should never accept journalistic malfeasance in any form from anyone. It is a bad thing that might lead to monsters taking over high schools, because who is it but our fair journalists to investigate things in such a manner so they don't get to this point. Though, to be fair, I don't know what you possibly could do in the face of a late Victorian era, you know, kind of opium cabal. I don't know why I'm going with opium cabal. I have no idea why the principal's name is the same name as the guy in the document. I'm guessing the game is going with some kind of concept of oh goodness, what do you call it? Immortality potion. Especially given in that document that I was baffled by. He went through this hole. I killed him. Exactly, you have to use your acid carefully, or, you know, something bad can happen. I know what the puzzle the puzzle is we need to go up here, use the acid on the... Oh, goodness gracious. On the door upstairs because we can't be bothered to untie it by hand. Or use a screwdriver, which I have used screwdrivers to untie knots before and things because it gives you some nice leverage on things. Maybe confusing a pencil on my shoelaces because I've tied it too tight. You know, something practical to make sure you're able to get some leverage on the knots. Alright, so if I recall from a chemistry class, no, a hydrofluoric acid is more than enough to damage... no, you would need specialized acid if it's hydrofluoric, or specialized plastic. Okay, fine. Do we have any indication of what type of acid it is? I know the game isn't going to go to that level of detail for it, but I do think it's important to see what level of detail is there. Especially given the fact that I'm surprised the game has been so kind of methodical about what details they've been given. So I guess that makes sense for an aqueous solution of S2O3, which is a... Actually, I'm just looking it up. Alright, Google. I'm sorry you can't see this, but it is on the Steam overlay that I'm looking at. S2O3 acid. That is a thiosulfuric acid. Where are the... That's probably too heavy for us to handle. Corrosive material, chemical storage area, PPE required. Is there anything in... Oh, no. Please, no.
Quick, the cup is disappearing.
Please, video game. Alright, this is Wellington, like, taking, like, outrage mask off for a moment. If you're ever in a circumstance where you have to utilize any type of acid, please, for the love of God, or whatever you deem holy or unholy, do not use a paper cup to store it. The very least, use a glass bottle. And you're getting put in the cuck chair, lady. Like, you're not part of the A-team. You're supposed to be the straight A student who is supposed to, you know, be the super smart expert here who's gonna be a doctor. You should know best of all not to do that. Absolutely obscene. All right, Drogo.
Took you guys so long. I was worried. Okay, I got your back. Hey, are you out of your mind?
All right, I do actually need to figure out who this voice actor is because it's actually driving me insane. All right, obscure game. IMDb. All right, so it is a 2004 video game made by Diamond Dog. Stan Kenny. Alright, who is our lad here? Oh, you're very badly hurt. Alright, you're Josh Carter. Josh Carter is done by Sam Riegel. Sam Riegel is in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He's in 8 episodes of DuckTales, the new one, which might be where I'm recognizing him from. He is in Critical Role, but that's not where I recognize him from, because I haven't watched Critical Role. I'm a person who likes playing D&D and not watching it necessarily, which is unfortunate because that kind of snakes me out of some podcasts that look pretty interesting. He's in an episode of American Dad. More DuckTales, Archibald, Disguise. He's in like all the Disguise. Oh, he's Gramble Giggle Funny. No, he's Gramble Giggle Funny in Bug Snacks. That's where I recognize him from. He's also English VA for a ton of games and anime. But Gramble Giggle Funny. That everything makes sense now. Alright, everything is right with the world. Alright, I would very kindly request you to heal Drugman. Because he is our utility character in this video game. Alright.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Come on, Stonemason.
Be back someday.
You know, actually, this character does remind me of someone I went to high school with. A couple of them, in fact. All of whom I've not communicated with in a million years, because why would you keep up with miscellaneous high school people? But he was a fairly sweet lad, I think. More relevant, though, he was like kind of stoner energy dude, and just really into programming. He just programmed a bunch of stuff in command prompt, or just like regular ass batch files, just because he thought it was fun. Which he may very well be working in the decrepit remains of Silicon Valley. Though, given our age,
This should be no problem for me.
he probably would have survived the Great Culling. Though I do suppose that's a bit of a dramatic way to phrase it.
It's useless.
Okay. Let's leave him with the regular flashlight for now, and we'll figure it out. I don't really want him using the gun, because that seems a bit wasteful to have the AI kind of utilizing it. Oh, this guy has no health. How injured are you? Very injured. So we can't do the route of basically taking the flashlight to shine on enemies, which is deeply unfortunate. Alright, so we've inspected... We haven't inspected this room yet. Professor Walden's satchel. What was he doing with all this stuff? Compass needle. Okay, first things first.
Sweet.
You really do take damage super fast. Internet shut down. So there are clues here. That's the principal. That's the disappearance. Greg Anderson and the flower. Why do I have a very bad feeling about opening the windows now? It's just gonna backfire on us later. This feels like the game will betray us in a foul, cruel, and hideous manner later on. Right, I need to remember. Stan, please activate gun. As much as I hate you wasting ammo, I don't want you to result in the death of our mega fighter right here. There's no monsters in there.
Is that for real?
Come on, dude. Okay.
That feels good.
So that always gives a full heal, so there's no reason to give it to Ashley to utilize. It'd be nice if there was some sort of mechanic where Ashley is able to utilize half of a healing device. Or something like that. But that might be a wee bit impractical. Oh, now we get a monster. So as far as I can tell, monster heals about a third of our bar. And actually, the most baffling thing here is we're looking for the principal right now, who presume... Oh, that's his office. Okay. Oh, he shot me, didn't he? Okay. Yeah. Alright, this is... N'est pas bon. As with the normal principles of looting physiology... Oh, I actually need to be careful about this, because that guy can get got very easily. Okay. We'll leave windows open for now. 33rd... Where is that? Sir Herbert what? Well, presumably Sir Herbert Landfield, or Landfried, or Manfredson. So, I'm going to guess there was some expedition in Africa to acquire a plant which is capable of mutagenic properties. Friedman. Or Friedman. Who is able to have resurrection properties. A Lazarus pit, if you will.
Today at 5:38 p.m. Hello, Miss Smith. This is Miss Wixon. Could you ask Mr. Friedman to come see me as soon as possible? It's an emergency. I can't leave the infirmary. Make sure he comes quick. Thanks. Today at 6:50 p.m. Herbert, if you're there, pick up the phone, please. Come quickly. I don't know what's going on, but I think it has something to do with the experiments. I saw several students who, well, it's really bad. Come quick. Oh no!
Alright. Well, on that rousing message, we enter into the principal's office. Because I was not a ill-behaved child and never experienced this. No, that's a lie. I did get caught dealing soda one time, and I was taken to the principal's office because there was a narc in our midst. Doubled, didn't know he had a twin brother, so that basically confirms that he's from 1899. I'm in the library if you want to see me. Okay. So, if I'm going to treat this as a unit circle, that's 90... So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-ish? So that's probably 330? And then 333 would be 360. That's 360. 2 that way. Or is it something more asinine such that it wants me to point to... can I get a good angle on 30? That's too high. That might be perfect. And then... Or maybe it wants the intersection of the two, which would be roughly there.
He always finds good stuff just by instinct.
Huh. I guess we'll have to bring Josh up here for this. We really need healing desperately, though. No, we know what this is. No, we know what it is, but we don't know how it's supposed to be solved. So I will take a save here. I'll save at the very end. And we will call this stream here, probably. Not probably, actually. I do really need to go to bed. I have one more day of work ahead of me, and I don't want to be dead tired. Alright, so we have Franconian doing Zoroastrians in EU4, which sounds like a fascinating idea. Followed by Cyberpunk. It doesn't look like anyone else has announced that they're streaming anything, so we'll probably do Franco. As always, thank you all for joining me on this streaming misadventure. It's delightful as always. Oh, what's Ninja doing? Ninja's karting? Like Mario karting? Let's do a handy dandy thing known as Twitch TV. What karting is this? Now let's enjoy some goofy Mario karting then. I'll cue that up. Thank you all for joining. It's always very deeply appreciated. We'll definitely be continuing this game at some point. I don't know if it'll be next stream or sometime this month. But we shall endeavor to do so. And may everybody have a wonderful morning or night, and enjoy your day. I really should have timed that better for the raid, but it be what it be.